Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's the 20th, 21st, 22nd of November 2023. Well, since Friday, Facebook now won't let me stream in landscape. So I'm here in a portrait. I'd prefer landscape. But anyway, you can only do what you can do. So I'm here in portrait mode today. Hopefully they might change it by next time, but it seems like they won't actually let me. But anyway, so I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday the 20th of November here, and the time is exactly 10:49 a.m. Hi, Pamela! Yay, I've got someone watching. Fabulous. I guess the Facebook's also glitching out, as usual. Anyway, welcome. If you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my Speed of Light Oracle cards and combined with my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. And I'm going to use this combined deck to find the best cards for Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. And then I'm going to pull a card for the theme for those days as well. So I recommend that you take on board what feels right and what resonates and what fits into your life easily, and let the rest go. I'm not doing pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. I've got more than one person watching. I've got Aletha here as well, and Karina from Ohio. Welcome, and welcome to everybody who may be here that I don't see. So welcome to you. Let's grab the best card for Monday, the 20th of November. So I trust that everything is flowing well for you. It's actually interesting, the cards that came up for the weekend, for Friday and the weekend, were very much on point from this end. I don't know how they went for you, but very interesting how things lock into place. Oh, we've got a few more people here. Paul is here from the Netherlands, and Felix is here. Welcome. And Karina says it's 6:50 in Ohio, in last night my time, which is funny. Hi, Sonia and Alison. Yay. Okay, the best card for Monday, the 20th of November, 2023, for the majority of us, is this Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and it's the Macaw. The Macaw is card 12, and it says bold and daring communication. So this is about speaking up and perhaps clearing the air, or maybe saying something, doing something, approaching something, especially verbally, with something that we might feel a bit uncomfortable with, or something we might feel a bit self-conscious about, but something we know we must do or have to do or would be good to do. So maybe we need to put ourselves out there a little bit or a lot on Monday. So some of us may need to, or may be drawn to, or may find it appropriate to make a phone call, to go and see somebody, and really prepare ourselves. I find anyway it's helpful to prepare myself when I'm preparing to do such things verbally. So I reassure myself, and I sometimes run over what I want to say in my head, or I write it down beforehand. And I used to do that a lot a decade or so ago, as I was building up my confidence in communicating. So if you're approaching something, a situation or a scenario that you know in advance that's coming on Monday, or something you're instigating, then maybe to be more bold and daring and confident in what you have to say on Monday, it might be helpful to prepare yourself by writing down a bit of an idea of what you want to say, or going over your thoughts and what you need to say in your head, so that you can be as confident and as clear in expressing that as possible at the time. Now, if it's a surprise thing, then surprise, we might find ourselves surprisingly interacting with someone, or someone maybe contacts us that we might have to be bold and daring in our communication there on the spot. So I don't know how it's going to work out for us. We'll just see how we go and how we flow. Hi, Mandy and Teresa and Susie and Sabine. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but welcome everybody. This is our card for Monday, the Macaw. Bold and daring communication. And we can shift a lot of things in our life too through communication. So if things feel stuck or stale or stagnant, especially between you and another person in your relationships, your closest to your more distant relationships, then it might be helpful to find a way to communicate. A supportive day to clear the air, say what needs to be said, and maybe reach out to someone we haven't spoken to for a while for whatever reason. It could be time's just passed, or we had a falling out and that person's been on our mind lately. Maybe it's a good idea and favourable on Monday to reach out and send a message or make a phone call and reconnect with someone or some people who we've lost connection with. So favourable for that on Monday. Now the best card for Tuesday the 21st of November is this card. It's a Speed of Light Oracle and it's the Cobra Bite. Speaking of surprises, so this is a featured card. It has further instructions here which say to take the top card from the deck. So that's easy. Just go to here and we've got the Air Dragon. So that's interesting. Okay, so we've got these two cards have come up together for a reason. So we're going to look at them separately first and then we'll look at their relationship together. And so it's the Cobra Bite, card 9, and it says Sting, Shock, Truth and Illusion. We might find some of the communication energy around for Monday may overflow into Tuesday. The snake and the serpent tends to be connected with the throat chakra, and really putting ourselves out there is saying what we need to say. So we might find that there's an overlap here, or something we may say on Monday may have effects that take place on Tuesday, for example. Or there's just a sort of a 48-hour-ish period of highlight in communication. But this brings a shock of some sort or a surprise. I've seen it come through on the negative side and I've seen it come through on the very positive side as well. So there's probably something that might take us by surprise. Usually whatever it is to help bring us out of illusion and align further with our truth. And this is also connected with the throat chakra, is truth. So the throat chakra is our center for communication, expression and truth, and feeling safe to be ourselves and to speak our truth, or to just be who we are. Truth issues will also stir up here. Communication issues tend to stir up here as well. So there might be something that wants to shift through the throat. And because we've already had that communication card, it could very well be something that needs to be said, air that needs to be cleared. It could also be something to do with us personally, where we might be looking at how we can improve our relationship and our connection with ourselves, and how we can deeper understand who we are and deeper tap into our truth. And so to do that, it does require sort of confronting the illusion, confronting of the aspects of our life and ourselves that we've been fooling ourselves with, and moving out of the illusion, even though it feels very real, those wounds and issues that we've been carrying perhaps for quite some time, that are calling to shift. Because underneath those issues and wounds, we'll find our truth. It's like peeling back a shell of something, like the shell of a nut or something like this, to get into the core and the crux and the real center of truth here for us. That is something that continues to grow and evolve. So have you got a shell around you? Is there something you're trying to crack, some nut you're trying to crack right now, something you're trying to figure out? So there might be something coming up quite favourable for this on Tuesday around something that might take us by surprise. And it could be a realisation that something about ourselves and our life is not quite right now, and we need to do something about it. And it comes up with the Air Dragon. So if you're new to these cards, the dragons, there are 5 dragons in the deck, and they're the most powerful cards in the deck. And the top dog, if you like, of dragons is the spirit dragon, and then we've got 4 of the elements. So this is one of the powerful dragon cards that have come up, the Air Dragon, and it's card 27. And it says, your mind is powerful. So this is highlighting a mental energy connected with that cobra bite. So our mind, so this is thinking things through, using our rationality, or being rational about things that are taking place in our life. In some ways, I feel not being too emotional here, but thinking things through, using our common sense, weighing things up mentally. Okay, if I've got a decision I need to make or a choice, if I follow this choice, this might happen, and run through that scenario thought-wise. And if I do this thing, then this might happen, and run through that mentally as well. So there's this mental energy that feels strong that wants to come through. And when I look back at the Macaw card as well, the bold and daring communication, it also feels quite mental, the energy where that's coming from as well. So it feels like we might find Monday and Tuesday at the very least quite strong mentally, and we might find that if we're in a fairly balanced mental state, that our mind can actually support the communication that we need to, the things that we need to say, or can support the truth that we're questing or looking for within ourselves. So something may take us by surprise on Tuesday, and there's a strong mental connection here. So something may take us by surprise in regards to our thoughts, or something that maybe triggers our unhealthy or unbalanced or wounded self, that can trigger a reaction which may come up in a more of an unhealthy communication. So let's see how we go with that. Let's see what Wednesday's card is. Wednesday is the 22nd, Wednesday the 22nd of November, and the best card for the majority of us for Wednesday is this. It's another Speed of Light Oracle, and it's the Boundaries card, card 1. This is another quite mental card actually. It's Boundaries, and it says truth, protection, courage, and bravery. So again, we've got truth coming up. Again, we've got the throat chakra coming up. Again, we can say we've got communication stuff coming up. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, very favourable to clear the air, speak up, and go on this journey, or take seriously, make time to find out who we are. And part of finding out who we are is also finding out who we aren't. So what are the things that don't resonate with you? What are the things you don't value? Because this can also propel you towards the things that do resonate with you, and the things that you do value. So a very great couple of days to seriously look at who we are. Now Wednesday especially, this card is focused around boundaries, and looking at or noticing the boundaries that we have. Our boundaries may be tested on Wednesday potentially with perhaps demands from other things outside of us, and we might be tested to either stand our ground and say no, or maybe we've been saying no too often lately, and maybe we need to say yes. I will give that a go. I will see if I can do that for you, or I will see if I can handle that project, or this next step, or this next calling, or whatever it might be. And also looking at how healthy and supportive our boundaries are at present may be important for Wednesday as well. So I like asking myself, are my boundaries currently supporting me, and are they healthy for me? And sometimes the boundaries, like a fence around us, can be like a farm fence that's come down. And that might be where our boundaries are a bit too relaxed. Maybe we're giving too much of our energy away. Maybe we're draining ourselves too much. Maybe we're doing too much for other people, and we're not balancing that with what we're offering ourselves. I do personally find that the more I give to others, the more I have to give to myself. So if I'm in a big helping mode, and there's someone around me or people around me, or there's this call that I need to be very much helping and assisting others, then I need to amp up my support that I'm offering myself, so that I can stay balanced and make sure I'm not depleting my energy levels as I'm helping other people. So are your boundaries, as the fence come down, and you've got all sorts of things coming in and out of your space? And then on the opposite end of the scale, we can have our boundaries too strong, and they can become like castle walls that are blocking out the light and are blocking out life. And when we have these castle walls around us, which are basically unhealthy boundaries, they become like defenses. And we need to defend ourselves and defend why we won't do this or why we won't do that. And often we hide behind these defensive walls. And usually it's a protection thing. So sometimes, perhaps in the past, we may have been hurt. And then we put walls up, and we put these defenses up. And before we know it, the situation may have passed, but we're still sitting behind these castle walls, and we're still in defense mode, and we're still hiding back here. And we're wondering why we don't really have people around, or why we don't have friends, or why family aren't contacting us. But there's probably on some level we've been pushing that away. So if you notice you've got big castle walls around you, and they're your boundaries right now, and they don't serve you or support you, and they're not healthy for you, then it might be worth imagining that you break down those castle walls and find a boundary that works for you at this time. As we change, as demands on our life change, then what our boundaries are or aren't also changes. So does the fence around you feel safe and healthy and supportive? So boundaries may be highlighted on Wednesday especially, but probably around this time. So we've got a big theme around communication and around truth already coming up with all of the cards that have come up, really. So I'm very interested to see the theme. So I'm going to pull the theme card in a minute. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment, please share if you're inspired to. And if you'd prefer to connect more privately, then please send a message through our website. If you'd like to learn more about my cards and start working with them yourself, or you'd like to learn more about the work that I do at Temple of Balance, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. If you're in Tasmania, I've got an open studio this weekend, the 25th and 26th of November. So that's at Campbelltown in Tasmania, right in the middle of the island. So if you're in Tassie and you'd like to come and hang out or meet up or connect, then you're very welcome to pop in between 10 and 4 on the weekend, over the weekend. So you can learn more about that on my ceramics website, which is leannepeters.com. Okay, I'm very interested to see the theme. Are we going to keep going with this theme that's so clearly playing out? Or are we going to add a new bit of a slant to these next few days? The bigger picture card for these 3 days, the 20th, 21st, 22nd of November, is another Speed of Light Oracle. And it's this. We are still running with the truth theme. We're still running with this theme. And it's card 26 called Filters. And it says beliefs, which connects with truth, cancel, delete, clarity, and awareness. This is certainly a mental card, and I can certainly relate this to the throat chakra, so to truth, to communication. This is our theme, and our theme is reminding us to be careful that we're not seeing, that we're not seeing things for how they really are. And this could be how we're seeing ourselves when we look in the mirror, or when we perceive ourselves, how we're seeing others, how we're seeing our life, and how we're seeing the difficulties of our life may not be 100% true to what they are. So there is confrontation in this card, and there's confrontation anytime we're dealing with truth. There's confrontation in the Cobra Bite card. There's confrontation when we need to speak up, and we need to communicate in a confident and bold and daring way, because a part of us may not want to do it, but we have to. We know we have to. So we just have to do it. And we put it off, and it gets harder and harder. So if we can say what needs to be said, especially if there's something that's really hovering and we're feeling quite sick about, we might want to say that as soon as possible and clear the air and just get it off our chest. to get this energy moving and get out of that, whatever it is that's holding us back. But we might need to be careful, because we might not be seeing things for how they truly are over these next few days. We may be filtering what we're perceiving through our like distorted glasses. So I think of it like rose-colored glasses that we put on. And when we're in love, we see everything through rose-colored glasses and everything looks like love. But also we wear distorting glasses, and this is how we perceive things and how we perceive ourselves and others, basically filtered through our wounds and our issues. And if we're not looking at our wounds and our issues, and we're not resolving them, and we're not releasing them, and we're not getting past them, then what we see through our eyes, what we see and what we perceive is being distorted. And so we can think that someone thinks this way about us, or we can think that this situation is whatever, but we might not actually be seeing it clearly or honestly. So let's look at doing our best to confront those filters, to perhaps ask more questions, and decide or determine whether what we're perceiving about this situation is actually true. And I know for me at least, and maybe it's important to you as well, I want to see the truth. I want to see things for how they truly are, even if they trigger me, and even if they're uncomfortable, and even if they confront me. I would rather know and see the truth and just cut to the truth. I don't want to fluff around the edges. I don't want to pretend. I don't want to play games. I want to see the truth. So if this is something that's important to you, then you might find this an opportunity in the next couple of days to clear the stuff away that's illusion, that's not true, that feels distorting. And this really matches up with the healing video too I did yesterday. Clarity will come if we allow ourselves to cut through the BS and see the truth. We might need to ask ourselves questions. We may need to seek more information. We may need to not take things at face value, but ask more questions. Look at more of the bigger picture so we can decide, is this true or is this not true? So let's stay aware these next few days to be aware of what's going on. So it could be confronting, all this energy around the throat, and the truth is quite confronting. So let's confront our illusions. Let's confront the lie that we've been living. Let's confront this energy where we've been fooling ourselves or pretending. And let's cut to the truth. Let's cut through the BS and let's see the truth now. Let's align ourselves with the truth in our life. That will align ourselves with the truth of who we are. Because if we want to know who we are, we need to cut through the BS. We can't know who we are if we're not really being ourselves. So quite deep energy. See how you go. Thanks so much for connecting, and have a great couple of days. I'll be back on Thursday. Thanks for watching. Bye.